business programs. So we call these nesting programs. These are 4 programs built into one that allow students to come in and out of different sections or stay for the entire program. So we have the business administration program, which is the full program at 1,000 hours. We have the human resources and payroll program, which is 860 hours. Accounting and payroll, which is 720 hours, and the admin assistant at 500. So all of these programs are less than 1 year. If you consider that for us 1 week is 20 hours, that will help you figure out how many weeks each program is. The admin assistant program has 2 weeks of practicum. The other 3 all have 4. And we'll talk about those shortly. So just recently in some publications, it was noted that the Canadian economy post-pandemic will rebound strongly at about 10% through 2022. There's a massive jump. This development will be echoed in a recovery in the labour market. The question is, will you be ready to take on a role in building businesses back up? The article indicated that in the Canadian business economy right now, accounting, marketing, and human resources will be some of the most important roles as we enter 2022 and the post-pandemic era. Mike, I'd like you to share with us, please, some of your observations for some fabulous numbers of employment around our beautiful country.
I would love to do that. I have a number of different roles in the organization, but one of them pertains to labor market data. So whenever we're looking at updating a program, an existing program, or creating a new program, it requires labor market analysis, because what we want to do is we want to ensure that what we're building maps to what businesses are looking for in order that our graduates can have long, wonderful, successful careers. We do this a number of different ways. One way is we look at the National Occupation Classification, so the NOC codes, and ensure that there are career opportunities. In the business world, there is, but it's sometimes hard to get at the numbers because there are so many different titles, positions within, under the moniker of business. So just some that I'm going to throw out, office and administrative support, human resources, recruitment officer, accounting, bookkeeper, administrative officer, purchasing agent, media marketing coordinator, and like the list goes on and on and on and on. So we can't look those things up individually. What we do, what we've done as a best practice is that we look at the sort of the parent, the larger moniker that any of these would be under. So what I did, because we've got people from all across Canada in our various programs, is I looked at the titles business administration, human resources, and accounting. And what I did is I picked 5 Canadian markets. I did a search for each for full-time positions. I want to stress that this is only, there are part-time positions, term, temporary, consulting, contract, but these are full-time position numbers for those 3 position titles alone. So currently in Ottawa, there is 1,020 full-time positions. In the Greater Toronto area, there's actually almost 6,500. Winnipeg, obviously, a very much a smaller market. We're looking at 590. Calgary, 1,149. And currently in Vancouver, it's just shy of 3,000. So there's a lot of really wonderful opportunities. What I thought might be helpful is to take a look at 2 specific job postings. The reason why I chose these 2 is that they're relevant to the programs. As a matter of fact, it's kind of funny that all of the desired skills in each of these 2 job postings I'm going to show, you can check off that you've taken it as part of the program with Willis College. Each of the job postings as well specifies that they're looking for a college diploma or post-secondary education. And they're really cool jobs well-paying, that any recent grad could absolutely 100% apply for. So I'm just going to share my screen. And the first one that we're going to look at is a bookkeeper position in Ottawa with a small family office. So their role is supporting family businesses and real estate investments. So they're looking for a bookkeeper. So when you go down to the key roles and responsibilities, and I'm not going to read through each one individually, I'm just going to highlight a couple of things. It talks about full cycle accounting. Our accounting program is full cycle accounting. We cover things like accounts payable, accounts receivable, onboarding customers as customer service, payroll, significant portion of the program, managing payroll for different companies. So they've got different clients, year-end taxation, corporate tax. So there's corporate and financial accounting needs in this. And of course, here's the line that's really important: post-secondary education in accounting and bookkeeping. So a position you could definitely apply for. Second position, I want to do something different, right? We looked at an accounting position in a small mom and pop organization. Now this one is completely different. It's a human resources and office coordinator for the Ottawa Safety Council. So governmental, much larger organization. Again, there's a summary, but when you go down to the human resource duties, and they've split it into two different sections, it's working with management on policy and procedure. It's documentation, it's corporate files, employee files, it's creating processes, documentation, it's performance management. And again, becoming a member of the Health and Safety Committee, like this is a really, really dynamic career position. And again, when you scroll down, the requirements: post-secondary education, preferably in human resources or office administration. So somebody taking a program for under a year who doesn't have experience in those areas could earn a really, really great position, start a really wonderful career. So those were some of the highlights. There's definitely massive opportunities out of these programs and earning these skills. And I think I'm turning it over to Marissa now to talk a bit about the programs.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Bonnie, did you have something beforehand or?
Oh, that's fine. I'm just changing slides for you. There you go.
So my role as your student admissions advisor involves providing you information on the career you're interested in. In some cases, students know exactly what they want. Some are torn between a few programs of interest. And then there are some who want it all. So regardless of which student you are, there is something for everyone. So this table here shows how all of our business programs, as Bonnie mentioned earlier, are nested into that full business administration program. So what I'm going to do now is go into each of the courses in a little more detail to help you see which is best suited for you. We'll start with the administrative assistant program.
We would if Bonnie could change slides. So sorry.
Bonnie can get that slide. Great. So the administrative assistant diploma program, it does have the practicum of 80 hours. So you do get that work experience. It is an entry-level position focused on customer service, gets you the foot in the door in a lot of different organizations and industries, because who doesn't need an administrative assistant, right? You'll focus on courses in Microsoft Office Suite, web design, accounting, and QuickBooks. Some of the responsibilities that you'll have include obviously providing excellent customer service, processing all incoming calls, website sales inquiries, coordinating staff schedules, generate weekly and monthly sales reports. Some of the titles that you'll see out there, as Mike had alluded to, is administrative assistant, office administrator, customer care specialist, receptionist. And one thing to note is I often get asked, what's the difference between an administrative assistant and the office administrator? Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. They pretty much do the same things. You are grand central in most businesses and organizations. Everything flows through you. You're usually the first point of contact. So really important role for sure. Our accounting and payroll program, as you progress, if the business administration then goes into this component where you'll still receive those administrative courses, but now you're going to add on the courses such as SAGE, which is previously known as simply accounting, taxation, payroll too. With this program, it is 4 weeks of practicum, so a little bit longer. And if we can get to that next, then the responsibilities include accounts payable and receivable. And the best way to get a grasp on what that is, it's either you take money or you pay money, basically, right? So doing the books, entering into the computer system, verifying reports, invoices, deposits, month end, which is fun for most, maintaining an organized filing system, processing monthly remittances, and of course, position titles vary, again, including accounting clerk, accounting assistant, a bookkeeper, payroll assistant, payroll clerk, just to name a few. The next course that I wanted to focus on was the Human Resource and Payroll Administrator. Again, a diploma program with the 4 weeks of practicum. Now you're going to build on the administration, the accounting and payroll technician course that previously discussed, but you're also going to learn recruitment and retention, change management, and human resource management. You'll see here that you delve more into that personnel component, managing people. And some of those responsibilities will include, obviously, exhibiting strong leadership and advanced communication skills. You're doing biweekly payroll deductions, government remittances, taxes, and all that fun stuff. Process terminations and issue records of employment, not always the funnest part of the job, but part of the job nonetheless. You're assisting in recruitment, interviewing, and hiring new applicants. Some of the titles that you may have would be HR assistant, of course, HR referring to human resources, an HR coordinator, and an HR administrator, to name a few. For those who want it all, you are going to get the administrative assistant, the accounting and payroll technician, the human resources and payroll administrator, and then the business administration component. Again, a diploma program, 4 weeks of practicum. You're building on all of those 3 previously discussed programs and adding to that marketing, project management, business management, and opening up a wide array of opportunity for you, positions including a department manager, business representative, business specialist, program administrator, executive assistant, just to name a few. Some people have gone on to open up their own businesses, right? So these are some of the positions that become available to you, responsibilities including monitoring and improving sales performance, leading the planning of events or strategies for the organization to support community involvement, assisting in development and administrative duties and various specific project requests, and cross-training to provide support and backup. So with this program, obviously it's the biggest one of them all because it incorporates everything, but it also offers the widest array of opportunity. And although the other programs are fantastic when you want to specialize and you know exactly what you're looking for, if you want to focus on human resources and human resources alone, I would definitely recommend that's the route you take. But for those that maybe right now want human resources and down the road want accounting and maybe want to do some administration or management, definitely a valuable program to take into consideration because it does open up those doors for you. Now, the question becomes, which program is best for you? Maybe we've answered that in the slides that we've just discussed, but the delivery. Not everyone has the luxury of quitting their full-time jobs or sitting in class Monday to Friday, and that's okay. We often hear that. So we offer a couple different deliveries, 2/3 is what I'll say. So with our online delivery, it's 20 hours a week, just as our in-person programs, 4 mandatory hours. So there's 2 days of the week that are mandatory for attendance, Mondays and Thursday evenings, couple hours each evening. Then there's 6 optional daily live lectures that take place Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They're recorded and saved, so you don't necessarily have to be in front or participate during the live lecture because they are recorded and saved and you watch them basically on demand. So that's super convenient for a lot of our adult learners who have obligations outside of school, whether it be part-time jobs, full-time jobs, families, and whatnot. Exams, projects, assignments, always scheduled for Sundays, but the nice thing is you even get to select what time you write your exams and tests. And instructors, I can't say enough about the instructors and how phenomenal they are. They are accessible to our students Monday to Friday. Most online programs leave you on your own to do your own thing, not us. Now, hybrid, that's a strange and different word in these days. We do have our in-person classes in Ottawa. If you're in the Ottawa area, if you prefer to be in a classroom setting, because it's been, 18 months since that normalcy has been around. So if you're wanting to be in class, definitely still 20 hours a week, 4 hours a day. However, there is an option now to do this remotely at the same time as in person. So if you need to be in class Monday to Friday and 4 days of the week, and one day you just can't be in person in class, you can do so out of your home or office or wherever the case is for that 4-hour day. You can interchange the two. So it is nice that there is that flexibility that is offered now, which is very new. So there is information on our website regarding the hybrid module. But so when I say 2/3 different deliveries, it's because we have in person if you want to go to class Monday to Friday, online if that's the preference based on your schedule, hybrid if you want both. Hope that answers questions and didn't confuse anyone, but if you have questions, we'll have time for that.
That was a fabulous explanation of hybrid. It's such a tough one to talk about. So I have a couple of questions. Actually, maybe what we'll do is quickly do a poll question. So I'm going to launch a question and ask our guests to kindly answer it for us. The program in business that you're most interested in, is it the admin assistant, the accounting and payroll, the human resources and payroll, or the full big guy business administration? If you could let us know, it really helps us tailor how we're going to help you move forward.
Ooh.
They want it all.
I love that you want it all. That is a fabulous decision. It does open up so many amazing opportunities. Thank you for answering that. So Mike, would you be able to tell us a little bit about our lifelong career services and talk a little bit about how we secure practicums for our programs?
Yeah, I would. I'm just going to share my screen here. So I've worked in education now for 25 years, and the past 11 of them, I've really focused on what I refer to as the latter portion of the student life cycle, which is career services. So that's the part where you have your practicum, you're out applying your skills, you're still learning, but you're in a professional, office environment. After that's completed, we're going to want to speak with you and figure out if you got employed out of your practicum or not. And if you didn't, we're going to help you find employment. So there's much more information on the Willis College website. So right up here, front and center, because the student outcomes are really the most important part of all of this. This is why someone goes to school. They want a career. So there's three different sections. One I want to focus on is student and grad assistance. So as an alumni of Willis College, you're entitled to career services support for life. So what does that mean? That means that how we can help you are, we have personalized one-on-one consultation to develop an effective and focused resume to reach your employment goals. We provide workshops that discuss the latest job search techniques. Depending on the sector you're going into, there may be better websites to visit than others. Indeed tends to be the catch-all. Practicum placement assistance to gain valuable, practical, real-life skills. And I want to stress here, there are some schools, I know because my daughter went to one, where they said that they will assist you in getting your practicum. basically what they did is they put her down in front of resume writing software and told her to use Google or Monster or Indeed and go and look for jobs, contact the organization, but they didn't train her how to approach them. We do that on behalf of our students. We seek information from them. What type of office are you looking to work in? You know, large or smaller? Is there a specific business? You know, we'll approach them and we will secure that practicum for you. Best when it's done in a partnership, right? Nobody wants me to go out and just find them something without having a conversation with them. But I want to be clear, we do that for you. And the last thing is, you know, we've been in business a long time. Our network is huge. We get job postings that come in all the time. And we in turn send those out. So in that menu that I showed you up here, this is where we actually, businesses will fill out this form so that they can hire one of our graduates or host a practicum student. So we take requests from employers and practicum hosts. And when I talked about guaranteed lifetime career services support, I mean just that. There's no additional fee or anything. You're alumni of the college. So let's say that you got hired out of your practicum and you spent 2 years, 3 years at your, you know, in your first position, but you've decided that, you know, you want a new challenge. Well, you can contact the college and say, can I still get job postings sent to me? Absolutely. Or I've secured an interview and I haven't been on a, you know, I haven't been on a job interview in, you know, 3 years. You might be a little rusty. So we will mock interview you. Anything that we can do to help you, we will absolutely do. And that's really the, you know, the highlights, the important parts of the career services department. And it really illustrates our commitment to our students and our graduates that we're serious about you having a wonderful career, and we're here to help.
Thank you, Mike. So now is time really for questions. Ali, do you have any questions for us? Please type them into the chat box and we'll be happy to answer anything that you have. And we gave lots of information today. If there's anything that's sort of holding you back from deciding that this is the time to start the program, let us know what that is and maybe we can help you. We did a couple of days ago, we did a webinar on funding for your future, and we talked about how to fund for school. If you have some questions in there, we'd be able to help with that as well. So please don't hesitate if there's something we can do to help you.
I want you to ask a really tough question and try to stump us.
Mike thinks he knows everything and he really doesn't, so.
Mike really doesn't think he knows everything. Trust me.
And that's okay, Ali. If there's no questions, then we will end the webinar. I just want to make sure that you feel like we've answered everything that you were thinking about the program, hoping that you would like to join the program. Do you know if you would like to do in person, online, hybrid? What would that look like for you if you were coming to school?
You must have answered everything. That's awesome.
Yeah, love that.